Listen, I get it. Reaching Unreal can be one of the most frustrating things in Fortnite. You need to have patience, you need to have skill, and so on. So that's why in today's video, I'm going to be breaking down 7 easiest steps to help you reach Unreal from whatever rank that you are in right now. So let's hop straight into tip number 1. First tip is your loot path. Crazy, I know, but whatever drop that you're landing at, chances of you not being contested are nearly zero. Out of however many games you play, you will be contested one day. And that's why you need to master your loot path. Now what I mean by this is in the first 10 seconds that you drop, that's where do you go, where do you loot, what do you farm on, and so on. You have to know which chests have 100% spawn rate, which side of POI has the most free shield, and yeah, if there are rocks around for a quick break and things like that. Once you master all of this for your specific drop, your win rate for off-spawn fights will increase massively. Because if you have a shotgun and full shield in the first 10 seconds that you landed and your opponent didn't have enough time to loot or heal up, then who's gonna win? Obviously you. So once you master a perfect loot path, you can go through that loot path in the first 10 seconds, and once you have everything that you need, you can instantly push your conjunction. Speed is something that's important in Fortnite, and I don't mean speed in mechanics or anything. I mean speed in quickly maxing out your mats, quickly having the best loot so you can gain massive advantage over your opponent. This is my loot path. I landed this top chest which has 100% spawn rate, and even if someone's contested me with that chest, I don't back off. Once I get that loot, I try to look for beams because usually my opponents are still in the air gliding. And 2 seconds later, I jump down to this water and farm this slurp truck. Boom, now I'm 200 HP and I can just loot around quickly until I find a shotgun. And once I find the shotgun, then I push my enemies. So yeah, that's tip number 1, master your loot path. So the tip number 2 is basically how to rank up faster. Now obviously, I'm gonna tell you this right now, there's almost no way of ranking up if you're not gonna kill someone eventually. But here's a little tip. Early game kills are not as worth as late game kills. So this is just an example. If early game kill got you 1% closer to ranking up, late game kill will get you 2, 3 or even 4% closer to ranking up. So what I would definitely recommend is if you're not that good of a player, you can wait until end game. Play for placement and then try to get a kill. But as I said, you will probably be contested at your drop spot. And in that situation, I would recommend for you to fight, because the loot you're gonna get in there is worth it. So if you're contested and you're not that good of a player, then that's the only time that you should fight in the early game. But if you're not contested, then there's no reason to fight. You're not fighting for anything. So try to stay alive for the end game and then try to kill someone. If you can't, that's also fine. You will get an X amount of percent on placement points. But if you're a decent player, then depending on the rank that you're in, then you can try to W keep, but that depends on what kind of playstyle that you have. And for the game modes, I don't really know which game mode is the best, but I always play solos because I've always been a solo warrior. But ranking up will definitely be easier in duels and probably even more fun. So again, that also depends on you. Before we get to the rest of the video, I have a quick favor to ask you. Videos like this take an unhealthy amount of time and energy to make, and I would really appreciate it if you checked out my course Relentless Academy. Relentless Academy teaches almost any skill leveled player how to improve your weaknesses and transform into a smarter fighter in Fortnite. Not only that, we're building a community where you can participate in a cash prize tournaments, giveaways, and even chance to play with me. The subscription includes all accesses of the course, and you will come out a different player at the end of the month. Trust me. The price is only $90 with a discount, but discount has only 1 day left, so you gotta join quickly. We also have a free Discord server where you can get access to make new friends on Discord from Lukicha's community. As I said, the subscription is $19, but you gotta be quick. Thanks, and I hope I'll see you there. Tip number 3 is knowing when and who to W key. Now W keying needs its own playstyle, right? You can't play passive and W key someone, that's stupid. But W keying, especially in the early games, is a high risk, low reward. But let's all be honest, not fighting someone is boring, like super boring. So every once in a while, you're gonna be like, fuck it, I wanna just fight someone, this is boring, I'm about to fall asleep. And that's fine, because everyone thinks like that. So knowing when and who to W key is a key to not dying every time you fight someone. I typically like to W key on 3rd or 4th zone, and I only do it if I'm on that side. That side means being at the side of the zone where there are least amount of players, so it's less likely for you to get third party. And I W key players that I find really bad just from the outside look, like how they farm, what they farm, how are they walking, and little things that look like they don't matter, but they do. So if I find a player that looks bad and I'm on that side, then of course I push them. But if I was wrong and they are actually decent, unless they are really mad that I pushed them, then I won't be able to dip from that fight. but most likely they aren't. Cause if they were on that side farming for themselves, just chilling, then that means that they don't really want to fight anyone, so they'll let you go. Fourth tip is your positioning. This kind of complements tip number 3, but this tip is specifically for the endgame. In the endgame zones, whatever the case may be, always try to rotate early, especially in the moving zones. Cause moving zones are fast as fuck, and if you stop for a moment and try to beam someone, then you're gonna stay at the back of the zone trying to catch up, but everyone that already rotated will be looking at you with their ARs. So always be looking at zones, cause you're gonna blink once and boom, you're at the back of the zone and it's wraps for you. Tip number 5 is your opponent's playstyle. Whenever you get in a fight, what I want you to do is try to read their playstyle. For me, I can do it probably in the first 5 seconds. So this is a tip that no one gives you, but you should choose your playstyle depending on what your opponent's playstyle is. And that means you have to be mastering both, which are passive and aggressive. You have to know when to play passive and when to start getting aggressive. And the best thing about knowing both so well is that when, for example, your opponent is fighting you and he's being aggressive, what you can do is play really passive, show him that you're scared and you're always boxing away, and once he got used to boxing away and he thinks that you're a bad player, then he's gonna get even more aggressive, and that's when he's gonna make a mistake. And once he makes the mistake, you can flip it on him and get aggressive cause he won't expect that. He was used to you running and reboxing away, and now you're making a peek and you're actually shooting him, which will catch him off guard. Now the 6th tip is a very simple one, but the most important, which is mechanics. Now the mechanics matter depending on your skill level. If you're a professional, then you should know already that they don't matter that much, cause having flashy mechanics won't get you anywhere in a real ranked or competitive game. But if you're at the beginner or even a mid level, having better mechanics than most players will make a huge difference between who's gonna win the fight. So if you find yourself not training your mechanics enough, then you need to change that and start playing more creative, cause creative is the best place to improve your skills in. Even though real games are laggier than creative, you should still practice your mechanics there because it will improve your muscle memory, which is really important in fast-paced fights. Now the easiest way to rank up in Fortnite is with being a meta player. Have you ever been really bad in one season but dominated the next season like you just improved by 1000%? Well, most of the time it's because the previous season didn't suit your playstyle. So if you want to rank up really easily every season, then you need to learn every meta each time. What the best guns are, what the best rotation is, what the best drop spots are, and all around just having a good map knowledge. Once you do that every season, you'll see how much difference there will be between you and the average player. The hardest part is to actually sit down and learn the meta, to be honest. But that's it for this video though. Hope you guys enjoyed and learned something. If you did, I would really appreciate it if you use my code lukicha in the Fortnite item shop. As well as don't forget to join Relentless Academy, and I'll see you guys in the next one.